What is going on YouTube? This is Acid Root. So I'm going to review the second album by rapper TILLR. Basically, this product is called Trust the Process, and it came out in the fall of 2020. Now, this particular review is a request by Rap Fame Archives as far as these first album. I reviewed a previous TILLR product, Excellent Type Ordeals, gave that a classic score. This one's going to get a similar type fashion to that. Real classic type album, pitches like that, some Excellent Type Ordeals, just a blistering type nest. It's kind of a funk type album within pitches like that, but it does have some good spells on here on top of the aspect like the down type songs pitches like that. It has the commerce just with the aspect like the get along pitches like that as far as these first going to have them and miss the fair from what Now, I have not purchased particularly Solitary Boy from, I think that came out in 2022, pitches like that within the ordeals, was within the fashion as far as saying, from what I remember, that kind of had like some haunting jaunts on the occasion with like some get along type songs, pitches like that as far as what's first going to happen, just kind of amidst like kind of more Yellow Skies and Nachos runs pitches like that within these ordeals. This particular one, a lot more in the clouds pitches like that, just to say kind of similar to like the album cover, but definitely within those pitches as far as the fair kind of happens. The smoke product, real excellent smoke product on here as far as these pitches can happen. It's just kind of the aspect as far as saying just the spells of just like some bad trips, not so much bad trips because of the ganja, but just the pitch of just like sick of routine and just the aspects of like the fair, just like the blase and just the aspect of like the gripe that goes along with like the traditional kind of blasé and frustrating kind of dry patches as far as those fairs come. So it's just within the pitch as far as saying, but it has the aspect here. There are some good makeshift grabs on here to be able to say that. Like one of which from me is an interesting type one. That's a dope type one within these pitches that has vibes similar to MGK off the Tickets to My Downfall days. That's a pretty excellent radio grab. Now it didn't appear that this album had like a single pitches like that, but it does have some moments on here that have some good type appeals. The Process is a real nice one that has like some trap type edge pitches about that. There definitely should have been more songs like that on here. There are some ones like Hollow's a good kind of emo type flip pitches like that as far as these ordeals going to happen. Just feels like folks like Under Oath and like Emery and like Panic at the Disco that just would have like those embrace kind of songs to listen to when it's like 3:34, just got done with things, pitches like that. So it has some of these type of ordeals, but just within the pitch, it's a good fare about this particular album. So yeah, I recommend all 10 songs off this product, easy kind of 10 out of 10 pitches like that, just some capital type of feel, easy enough to recommend for folks that maybe not as full bound know about TILLR. Some excellent type pitch, it's very inspired type product and a good taste like the new school from folks just within an era within the process of not paying attention to DatPiff and SoundCloud type mixtapes pitches like that. This is an uprise kind of, this is some excellent kind of new school and underground type music that has some pretty vicious type of appeal pitch like that. So just within the ordeal, there are some guests on here. Jerome the Prince, Trippy J, and Bobby Penn are on here. Good pitch like that. They bolster this product as well. Within the appeal, as far as saying within the product of it, now there weren't any most popular songs according to Spotify pitches like that. None of these had more than 1,000 plays on here as far as these fairs going to happen, and I couldn't appear to find anything that was promoted as like a single. Now it had been said, like Google, when I looked it up, it said that there was a couple of these, like they said like some of the ones that Google preferred or the Google AI preferred were Process, Dazed, and Life Sucks as far as those fairs going to happen. But the first song I'm going to talk about, this is the song I picked out within the appeal behind it, is Gloom. So within these pitches, Gloom is like a dope swamped and swash kind of traffics to get here within the products of it. This feels like a chummy kind of Slim Shady EP kind of fair pitch like that. Just some of that kind of drunkenness that just really feels not so much upside down, but just kind of like, it doesn't feel like you're full bound kind of shit faced, but it just kind of feels like backwash as far as these first. I'm not backwash in terms of quality, but just that backwash kind of feeling that just feels real laundromat kind of wishy-washy pitch like that, just kind of within that aspect of just it feels real floaty and just things like that within the aspect. Just kind of, it feels real floaty and fluid as far as this fair's going to happen, but definitely some red hot backwash as far as the fair's going to happen. This typical kind of get along within those type of appeals. Good Gloom is like some real dope swash kind of ness within the aspects as far as these fairs going to happen. Just some typical kind of flounder that just feels upside down and just kind of golden eyes kind of within the pitch as far as saying, not so much golden eyes within the aspect of having like, 8 or 10 beers, but just kind of within the pitch of this kind of, it's just a very pory type song within the pitch. Just by pour, when you think of like liquor coming out your pores, pitches like that, some stuff are just the aspects as far as saying a good, excellent type flair as far as those pitches have. Just backwash type song, pitches like that, but just the aspect, good type flair. It's really the product. There are some ones on here that kind of have like that particular aspect. Dazed is kind of one of these type ones. Jaded is kind of like that. Some of these type aspects in the tone, some good type pitch. So it just kind of has the flavor, just like some chum along. But yeah, fair about this album, just to say within pitches like that, there's just some ones. Yeah, I think I said Jaded, but it just has, there's not many songs like The Process and like that particular trap snarl within pitches. It's not really like a full-blown ravenous kind of bliss out of your mind type pitches like that. This one's not really like a full-blown ravenous, get shit-faced out of your mind as full-blown. But, I mean, you do get tore up pretty good. It's just the fact that this is on top of, like, the fair, what's going on. It just feels like the smoke type product is helping, but not by, like, 50, 100%, some of those type aspect. Maybe 15%, 22%, something like that. But it's just kind of a good type fair. So from me is like a nice one here. It's like a golden and summery kind of pop rap grab to get within these aspects. It reminds of more of String kind of 2020. This reminds like a more estranged kind of 2020 MGK, definitely out of the tickets to my downfall days, pitches like that. Just some radio commute to kind of get here within these type of appeals. So it's just good type pitches, just some of those type ones. So this nails the particular aspect very much within the vein of tickets to my downfall, but just not quite as like triumphant within the appeal. It's not like it's this full bound like it isn't, but it's just kind of pitches as far as saying just kind of more kind of like an alternative to alternative already good pitches like that, but just that same sort of vein and fair within pitches like that. Excellent type product, definitely some radio appeal about that one. Melancholy is a nice one on here as well within these pitches, like a good bruise kind of chum along to get within the aspects of it. Just great kind of lazy empty lays pickups, some of these type fairs, lays chips, some of these type fairs, just the product of this the snack run type fair, but just kind of with an aspect just more gusty and fairs like that. It's kind of tired of routine, some of these type aspects within the aspect behind it. Just kind of need some spices as far as these fairs come. So just kind of missed the pitch. Pretty much within the aspect, this kind of having like the product now within the fair as far as like the snack run type fair, just within the funk of it kind of within the product. I mean, when YouTube and things like that kind of get that particular dull, it's just kind of about the product and just kind of switching the cogwheels as far as figuring out something I realized within the product. If it is just kind of, great swishers, Guitar Hero, some of these type pitches within these aspects, not to say full bound like that, but just the pitch, just watching, like, particularly just Mission Impossible movies or, like, Minority Report, some of those type fairs, just going and saying, all right, let's fuck with, like, Gerard Butler or some of these type folks within the pitch as far as saying, just within the funk type fair of it, yeah, there's kind of blasé type moments that even when you switch up the styles, but just kind of the aspect of this, the spices kind of throw in to kind of keep from like the dredge kind of happening, at least within the pitch of this. Going and picking up like just saving up some money within the pitch, not to say saving up as if being broke, but just the pitch of just buying like an expensive bottle of like particular like Bacardi, getting like a fancy Bacardi or Cruzon rum type bottle, something like that within those pitches, and then just being able to say, fuck it, I'm going to head out to this bar within the legality of it, just pitches like that, just kind of some fairs, but just kind of pitch as far as just some of those type of products, just lays pickups, but definitely within the toe, and just getting towards the variety of it, pitch like this, just having that particular spin cycle, some of those type pitches as far as figuring out getting some new routines in there if possible within the full band. It's not to say like it's pointers, but just to pitch just recommendations within those pitches as far as the format's going to go. Don't Trip is a nice one within these pitches. This has some excellent type appeal. This one's pretty similar type fashion. I like the sample of Dead Presidents by Jay-Z. Some excellent type pitches within those products. It's like a nice jarbled. Don't Trip is like a nice jarbled and mellow kind of erratic neighborhood smoke sesh. Kind of get within these products here. Just gripes about this song fairs like that. It's kind of in a piss, just kind of in a tea type mood pitches like that, peeve pitches like that. It's a good song to cook to. Figure out some products, just something to kind of keep it interesting. Just kind of a screw it type mode. It's like, this is pissing me off. Flipping birds left and right. Some of those type fairs. Some of those type remnants of just like figuring out something that kind of deals with some of those type remnants just to miss the product. Probably definitely fucking when I would think of particular times in the past, some of those type fairs are just fucking with someone, just kind of with an aspect of going and fucking with like secondary type things. Like if Lil Wayne and Jeezy, some of those type folks are starting to get boring, obviously going, not to say Yo Gotti is secondary, but just kind of within the pitch. If you only listen to Yo Gotti like once every 4 or 5 or 6 days, some of those type pitches, just throwing some of those secondary folks in there, getting to Yo Gotti, getting to, you could say Meek Mill, some of those type folks that are just not within the immediate kind of complex. I mean, Meek Mill, Yo Gotti definitely are, but, within the pitch, just saying within the products, just thinking, definitely throw in those secondary type things within the pitch as far as just like the product, just kind of the fair. So I look after, there is no way these particular smoke sessions can be that boring. It's just kind of the fair as far as just having the product, thinking of like the grape, the white grape swishers, the chocolate swishers, all these type ones, the vanilla type ones, just from the pitch as far as saying is the hollow type music, this kind of aspect, messaging like 15 women off of 10. Messaging like 15 women off of Tinder, some of these type pitches with them product just as far as those first guys, but just the extra type fair, just like this drunk Snapchat type fair, pitches like that, but this kind of happens with the aspect. But I look after here, just kind of the products as far as saying some of these other type ones. I'm trying to think of some other type ones on here, like particularly the process. Yeah, this is a real excellent type one. This is one that Google AI was talking about. It's a nice one. I definitely agree with that as far as these first kind of the process, like an awesome haunting kind of 2020s trap snarl kind of get within these products. Just some homies dap and couple rounds pitches like that. So definitely have a good bottle of Bacardi. have like a good, excellent bottle of Bacardi pitch like that to really get shit faced to some of these type of products. Now, also within the product, this came out around the COVID times. So it's just kind of pitch. There was some upside down kind of funks about that as well. But just good social type song, good socials to kind of have within these fairs about just memes going pitches like that within these ordeals. As far as like the products, if it kind of happens, it's kind of the fair disc. This is like the Friday Bang type song within pitch like that. It's kind of product to like traditional TILLR and some of these type forms. He does kind of throw some of these on from like. He does kind of occasionally throw some of these in here within these pitches. This reminds like when I was listening to Solitary Boy, there was like one or two of those on that particular album pitches like that, even though that came out later. But it's this kind of pitch just like the traditional disc, kind of ravenous, get crunk, just in a cretinous kind of snarl, good pitch like that, excellent type fair. Life Sucks is dope on here as well. It's like a dope noir-like kind of daytime bar hours. Gonna get with them products over here. So this kind of day drinking fairs like that, 1 o'clock, noon, some of these type fairs. It's kind of some gray sky malaise, feels more cooler pitches like that. Work is kind of blasé, Aaron stacking some of those type pitches, kind of be peeved about pitches like that, kind of with an ordeal. Now it's not as much furious, kind of ride out, Tupac, middle fingers, high type energy pitches like that, but it is just kind of gripe with them pitches as far as just like, damn it, this is kind of getting on my nerves pitches like that. In addition, like the factoid of dislike, whether smoke products just not working, just kind of, I mean, it just has the aspect like the routine type fair, just kind of the get up of just like sick of like the commonplace, like the particular curriculum of it, which is kind of the fair, which is excellent type product of it. And obviously within the recommendation as far as getting tore up within some of those type aspects, but it's just kind of pitch as far as saying just having the homies kind of, it's obviously within the recommendation of it. Now, some excellent type fair for like some drunk Snapchat kind of moments, pitches like that, some of those type of aspects within the tone, good type product for some of those type ones, but this kind of fair, just kind of more out and around as far as those pitches kind of happen, just kind of within the fair. Now some of these is not within the product as far as saying, oh, this is it's just more that's what you should be doing is getting drunk, hopping on Snapchat fairs like that. It's this kind of product as far as saying just get towards the crunkness, pick up those Moscatos, pick up some of those type fairs within the pitch, but just excellent type products, a good pitch like that. I'm trying to think of some other type ones on here. Like Dazed is nice as well within these pitches, like a half sun, kind of cooler weather, kind of neighborhood groups, kind of get within the aspects of it here, just get some shit done, I'd say within product, just everyday kind of work shift as far as these fairs go. So just to miss the fair of it. Days goes along pretty well with Melancholy, Life Sucks, some of these type ones, just kind of crisper out pitches like that. It's kind of scraggly, some of those type pitches, just when they're telling good type products, good pitches like that. I think there's a few more of these I haven't talked about. Lost Thoughts is dope within these appeals as well. It's like a darkened swamp, kind of homebound, blasé, I'd say within aspects of it. Just kind of boredom, it feels like within pitches like that. Just kind of wasting, smoking, just fairs like that. Just kind of feels like the product. Some of these type ones just smoking, but it's just kind of the fair, smoking when you're pissed off, kind of what it obviously. The fair smoking when you're pissed off or really in like a ravenous kind of boiled over type mode, kind of waste the pot as far as those fairs come. So it's kind of the pitch as far as saying it's just the aspect as far as some of those type moments, just smoking and thinking about something that kills like a good portion of your hide, just kind of those aspects. It's kind of boring food on top of that. Some of those type fairs just not in the mood to cook some of those type products. Just feels like within the aspect, it's good to kind of have like some tacos within those aspects. Some of those type fairs kind of keep the spice of it in there. Some of these type products that kind of go along with that. So this is kind of product as far as just like the extra type fair. And that is kind of a stickier kind of aspect. The kind of product about Lost Thoughts is kind of like a stickier type aspect to get out of within some type pitches of realizing that you want to smoke, but you're kind of in a rotten mood and you don't want to waste the high as far as those pitches can happen. It's kind of some of those type fares that just feels like you're going to waste, 25, 45 bucks or more pitches like that, some of those type ordeals. This kind of pitch, yeah, definitely say just kind of within the aspect, just having those particular tones in there, taco type fare, just pitches, some of those type fares, just looking after, but it's just kind of, this is the swamp typeness of this product is kind of the aspect as far as saying it kind of feels like some of these kind of have like some dark type times and not just the blasé and the dredge like makeshift and business personal type fair pitch like that, but also the product of possibly wasting money just in the product like that extra type fair. Maybe homies have less time on top of that pitch like that. Divas giving you problems, some of these type aspects from the tone as far as these pitch can go, but it's this kind of aspects as far as saying just having the aspect. Tell you tacos sound great. Taco Bell of course makes perfect tacos pitch like that, and then just making a few just kind of within those products, but just extra type fair about it. Hollow is an excellent type one as well. It's like a great post-hour kind of emo style, just got done embraced as far as these aspects can happen. Just joyrides pitch like that, just some homies wilding, I'd say within some of these type fairs. Feels very 2000s ass pitches like that, just some of those type aspects, just hitting up Hot Topic, places like that, spend some money, some of these type fairs, joyriding, donuts, some of these type aspects. It's good, nice when to grab beers, just kind of, it's another probably Friday type fair, but also I'd probably throw in relatively good Wednesday and Thursday type fair on top of that. Goes along pretty excellently with like the process, not quite as crazy as the process, but a good 1-2 punch within those fairs is like a break from like the usual kind of swamp typeness within the fair, and it's not like that's the problem. It just kind of pitched this saying, hey, having some good days in here as far as these pitch kind of go. I'm trying to think of some other type ones I haven't talked about on here. So I think that takes care of it. So 10 out of 10 album pitches like that. Social score I'm going to go ahead and give pretty much like I would say either a 9.75 or a 10 out of 10. Now within the fair, the low key typeness about this product is kind of the aspect. I mean, it's definitely some excellent type appeals. The quality of this album definitely designates that it should be a 10, but it's just kind of the pitch as far as saying just with the aspect they're not really being like most popular songs on here come within pitch as far as like the starting points. In my opinion, like the starting points would definitely be the process, like an excellent trap tout. It's like an excellent trap style type song pitches like that. Hollow's pretty excellent within these appeals as well as like a good break for you to kind of listen to. Just got done with work shift and like the standard day dredge pitches like that and like an emo type flip. There are some ones that are good flex and smoke songs, so some cooking sessions kind of get some shit done. There's some day drinking songs in here. Don't Trip's pretty good for like smoke sessions, just kind of getting straight in pitches like that. Life Sucks like a good daytime type aspect and like a mafioso noir type sense. Good pitches for like some of that type fair. Just 1 o'clock, just kind of fair. Just having like the spices just to keep the fair of it from just like not getting caught up in like the doldrums as far as those press conferences. This is the pitch, but I look after good products. This kind of aspects swamp, but it's this kind of product just having like the pick me ups and having like the pick me ups kind of enticed with it as far as the fair is going to go. It's a good type pitch. Some radio grab type moments like from me, just some radio grab type moments on here as well, like songs like particularly Tickets to My Downfall by MGK, good pitch like that. So yeah, I'm going to say 10 social, but it's kind of the pitch. It might be more 9.75 just from the pitch if you need like a casual type gem to start with, pitch like that. But it definitely has the quality. It's kind of the fact it doesn't have much of a learning curve, but there might be a mild type one if you're just completely aghast to not knowing who this folk is within those fairs, but it's just good pitches like that. So in terms of the future looking after it here, just the product, TILLR has at least dropped these 2 projects. Now this is his second album, so there is a third one that came out at least before 2020, something like that within those products, but that'll be some good fair. Talk about the blisteriness of this particular field. This is another classic, just excellent type fair that pushes along the 2020s, good pitches like that. It's some good type fair that just nails like an upside down type out and nails the pitch behind it. Some good type players about this product. You're definitely within the fair. TILLR does have like some drug. TILLR does get pretty twisted on this album pitch like that, so the smoke and drink type area is on here, but it's just kind of pitch as far as saying that in some cases it's not always that it kind of helps out. It's full bound within pitches like that, but it's just the spice of just having like the routine, just figuring out the spice. This really boils down to like the aspect of just the navigate as far as just keeping on. This really boils down to like the navigate once the drugs are in your system as far as the spice of just keeping that particular fair within the spice of the rave typeness that it should be having. So it's just pitch like that, but with the ordeal it nails it. So that's the pitch behind it. Swamp type album nails the appeal, some commercial moments, just some overall upside down typeness that has a lot of appeal.